Good afternoon. The moon's hiding right now. The moon is in this cloud right here. She'll be back soon once this wind changes, but okay, so that gives me time to talk about the sun. Okay, so earlier I was talking to myself saying that this might be a silly question, but when I look at the celestial clock, the distance between the sun and the moon, where you at? The bottom, this one, right? Right here, somewhere right here is the moon. The distance between those, if you look at a pie, a circle, would be how much daylight is shined on our realm every day. But I didn't take into consideration that I know the pattern of the sun. When the sun is right here, around 7-8ish, and because that's about 15 minutes right there. So 1 hour. No. By the time the sun gets here, it's noon. It's getting a little farther because the time's getting longer, but noon used to be between here and here. So let's just call noon right here. So 9 is about right here. And right now, where I was sitting, I calculated that the moon and the sun are 4 out of the 6 hours on our 24-hour clock apart, which equals 1/6. 1/3 equals 33, so 1/6 equals 16.5. So my hypothesis is that depending on the distance between the sun and moon represents how much daylight we have in our realm. And like I said, I haven't studied the moon enough because there's many variables, but I'm just going to call it one variable, because if I go to new moon, full moon, waxing, waning, then we're going to have too many variables. I'm just going to call it one variable depending on the phases of the moon in correlation to the distance between the sun and moon represents how much daylight we have in our realm. That's my hypothesis, and I'm sticking with it because I already made my conclusion earlier, because the calculations I took earlier, we were at 1/6. It was 4 hours apart, the sun and moon, and 1/6 is 16 and a half. 100 minus 16 and a half is 83.5. So 83.5% of our world could possibly be lit right now, depending on what phase of the moon we're in and what part of the phase of the moon we're in. But my calculations are telling me it's either that or the opposite, because I got to see it. Yeah. Have a blessed day. Oh yeah, the reason I'm doing this, because since the initiation of United Nations, NASA, NOAA, NSA, OSS, Secret Service, CIA, all these different agencies have been lying to us, and they've been bullying our government. Our government swears oath to God, and they know how to do their jobs honorably, and they're supposed to do it honestly. So all of you guys who are worth hundreds of millions right now with a $200,000 salary, I'm looking at you very, very closely. But anyway, all these agencies that try to intimidate our government are going to be dealt with. They're going to be taken care of. So we're going to go back to the truth, and NASA is already on board. They told me like 3-4 years ago that they want to help us fix the soil. It's called NASA Agritech, and they're putting microbiology back into the soil, and they're using fungi, they're using everything. They're doing it the way that Mother Nature intended, because this is a ensemble effect. We need to dance in this orchestra, human and nature together. So Like I said, the moon is right there. They're hiding it. Or maybe because I can't see it because I'm on a different vantage point. But let's see where the moon is. I'll tell you where the moon is. Yeah, the moon is... Dun, 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 dun. Actually, the moon is right over there. The moon is right here within these 2 hours. But the distance between the sun and the moon was precisely 4 hours. And 4 out of 24 is 1/6. 1/6 means 16.5%. So my hypothesis is, depending on the distance between the sun and the moon, represents how much light is shown into our realm. Have a blessed day.